All right, so here we have our presentation. All right, and I will kick things off. And so I'm going to start with going over some of our resources. So, and I want to say before I get into kind of some of the things that we do here in our department, we serve all of our students, whether you are a main campus student, an online student, or you're an alumni of Post. We will work with you throughout that process. So even once you do leave Post, we are still here in your back corner to support you. So some of the things that we do in our department are resumes and cover letters. So with resumes, we work with students to either, one, get them started with the resume and kind of go over what skills they have acquired, what work experiences they have, and kind of put that all together. Some students, they come with us with the resume already, and we work with them to enhance it. But also, if they're looking to apply for any positions, whether that's an internship or a job, we will help tailor their resume to the job description to show that they're a perfect fit for that position, to give them the best chance of kind of getting their foot in the door with that company and advancing through those interview stages. In addition to that, we'll also work on them with the cover letter. It depends who you ask. Some people will say cover letters are not necessary. If you ask Christina or myself, we will say they absolutely are necessary. And we'll kind of show you the steps that you need to take to get those cover letters in a good spot, but also how to efficiently create those cover letters so you're not spending endless days kind of creating them. We also help out with job search. So a lot of students, they'll come to us saying that they want to do an internship or they're looking for a new job or a career change, but they don't really know where to start. We are a great resource to come visit, and we'll kind of help them go through where to start, where to look, but also utilize some of our contacts and connections to help them kind of get where they need to be. We also host career fairs. We just hosted one, I want to say 2 or 3 weeks ago for our main campus one, where we had 46 employers in attendance, all from various different industries. Every one of them came with either internship openings or job opportunities for students. The student feedback that we got was very, very good. And so we're excited to keep building upon that success. And then we have a virtual career fair coming up in 2.5 weeks. And that one's going to be on Handshake. So that one's another great resource. So we know that we have students kind of all across the United States. So obviously, if you're not able to make it to our main campus one, that virtual career fair is a great opportunity for you to connect with some employers. Our career closet. So we started this about 2 years ago. And so for our main campus or local ADP students that can get to campus, we have a career closet on campus where we have professional clothing that's donated from staff that is either new or gently used clothing. And students are able to go to the closet, take a look, see if anything fits them, and utilize it for career fairs, interviews, jobs, anything where they need professional attire. But they don't really either have the funds or don't really want to go spend the funds on something that's really expensive to help promote their brand for those interviews. So the career closet is really beneficial for them. And the nice aspect about it for students is that if they like something, they find something, and they want to keep it, they absolutely can. There's no charge. It's just another one of the resources that we offer for our students. We have our mock interviews. I won't touch too much upon this because we did just get a new platform, Big Interview, that Christina is going to touch upon in a little bit. But we'll also help with interview follow-up. So once you go through the series of interviews, how to approach the next steps after that interview ends to really help yourself stand out from maybe from the other interviewers. And then we have our employer spotlights. So each month we bring in employers, we call them employer spotlights, where we bring in employers both locally and nationally to either talk to students on the main campus or talk to students online and talk about their company, their industry, how they got into their field and kind of where they currently are at, and talk about any job opportunities that they have for students, but also support them through that job process. And then we help out with assessments as well. So a lot of times we'll get students that come in or reach out to us saying that they're a freshman, sophomore, junior, or they're in grad, and they know what they're studying, but they don't really know what they want to do or unsure. We're a great resource to utilize. We can help do some assessments with you to help see if there's a certain career path that might be beneficial with you, that might match up best with your personality. But we can do a bunch of assessments to kind of help you out on your career path.
All right. So for tonight, and because we're celebrating Career Development Month, Michael and I really wanted to talk to all of you about Big Interview in particular. So welcome to Big Interview. As we go through this brief overview, and I stress brief because really, Michael and I are true believers of really going at it and exploring on your own. So we're going to go through and highlight certain things, and then at the end, we will share the Big Interview website, and you can go through, and you are more than welcome anytime to reach out to us. And we can go over specific areas of Big Interview that you might want to explore a little bit more in depth. But the idea for tonight is to just go over briefly what Big Interview is. So here at Post, we have Handshake, which is our employment platform that we recommend to students to look for part-time, full-time internships, summer jobs, whatever it may be. And one of the things that we really liked was that now, by having Big Interview, we have the platform for you to look for jobs, and now we have a platform to help you prepare for the interview for those jobs. So this Big Interview is an online platform designed to help you practice and improve your interview skills. So here in CCPD, whether you're a main campus or online student, we do mock interviewing and we cater the interviewing questions based on the jobs that you're applying for. But sometimes people aren't as comfortable and they'd rather use AI or they'd rather use, an online platform to do that. So this is just one thing that you can do. You can always reach out to us, but this is just another option for you. So Big Interview provides interactive tools, AI feedback, and expert guidance. And basically, it is really essential today for students to prepare for job applications and internships and career advancement right at the beginning of your time. So, we would love to have you come in your first year as you start to accrue credits. But the earlier, the better. But wherever you are in your program, reach out to us because you really want to be prepared today. And as Michael said earlier, a lot of people will say little things like, oh, you don't need a cover letter. That cover letter can actually make a difference between looking at you and another candidate. So just something to think about. So basically, why do we use Big Interview? Well, like I said, it's to practice realistic mock interviews. So this is a simulation or simulate interviews for different industries and roles. So once you go through, as you start to set up your account and your profile, you can start to begin creating questions or a series of questions based on what you're looking for in terms of employment. You can also receive feedback. So you'll get personalized feedback on your performance to improve your responses, your tone, and your body language. All of these things are so important. And in particular, if you're doing an online interview, how you conduct yourself online is just as important as being face to face in a job interview, across the table or the desk from somebody. So you can also access expert tips and training. So as you go through the different modules and videos, you'll have the opportunity to pick up some little tricks and tips just to help you out as you move through and learn more about yourself and how your interviewing skills are. There are video lessons. So if you're a more visual person and you want to see a video, go ahead. There are written guides and expert strategies tailored to career development. So, key features to Big Interview, like I said, practice interviewing. So, select interview questions based on your job type, skill, or difficulty level. This is something I really love about Big Interview because once you start doing multiple job applications, you can start to cater that mock interviewing based on the skill level, but also what they're looking for in terms of knowledge, skills, and abilities for each job. So it's just a great platform. Again, AI feedback and self-assessment tools. So you can use the tools to review your performance and identify improvement areas. Many times we'll go through and we've practiced a really good response to a question, but maybe the way that we convey it, the tone isn't quite what we had wanted. So this is another way to identify areas that you can improve. There's also a full interview curriculum and video lessons. So again, like I said, accessing these modules covering topics right across the board for interviewing, interviewing basics and advanced negotiation strategies. I also want to point out that Big Interview is a great platform for online recordings. So in some of your classes, you may be asked to record responses or a project. This is also something, a tool that you can use to record those responses or presentations that you might be giving to your or to your peers and to your instructor. So getting started. So again, we always encourage people create an account. You're going to use your post credentials, and it's post.biginterview.com, and we're going to have that there, and we will put it in the chat. I think Michael will be able to put it in the chat in a minute. But again, use your post credentials. That's your post email address. Then you're going to explore modules and choose interview types that fit your career goals. One thing I just want to mention about step one, I really encourage you, just like Handshake or any other platform that you use, whatever is required in the profile, even if it's not required, fill in as much information as you can without putting anything in that you're not uncomfortable with. It really does help the platform, the tool, devise and create questions really based on what you're looking for. So put in as much information as you can. So go through, start exploring the modules, and choose interview types that fit your career goals. Have fun with it. You can't break it. So really go through, take some time. Maybe you do a few minutes today, a few minutes tomorrow. You can go in once or 1,000 times. It doesn't matter. So just enjoy your time in it. And then once you're ready, start to practice and review. Schedule time to practice consistently. One of the things that I'll say to you, just a little tip right off the bat in terms of interviewing, if you have, let's say you came on tonight, you started to look at Big Interview tonight, tomorrow, because you have a job interview in a week or so, start to play around with it, because one of the great things about Big Interview is that you can record yourself, then take a look at the feedback, record again, and really try to perfect your responses. So I know a lot of us might wait until the night before, and I know there's so much going on in everyone's lives. But this gives you the opportunity to play around with your body language, your tone, and of course, the answers that you want to give. As I mentioned earlier, you can always contact us. We love the platform. We love going into it and practicing. So we're here to help you with that, amongst many other ways that we help you with career development. But like we said, tonight was just a way to take a look. We really want to do a nice launch for Big Interview. So we hope that all of you will explore this platform in the coming days. So just before we go into questions, we just always want to post our website. And we really hope that you follow our CCPD Instagram page. We post internships, jobs, summer jobs, full-time jobs, remote, in person, all across the country. So for all of you online students, this is a great opportunity. Our team will look at different opportunities across the country every week and post what we think might be really, applicable for some of you. And again, you can contact either myself, Christina, or Michael, or you can actually just reach out to the Career Dev, the department email, and just send us an email there. So we hope that this gives you an opportunity to take a look at Big Interview. And just before we go, are there any questions, anything that anyone would like to ask?
So just to reiterate, you guys can either put your question in the chat or you can use the hand raise feature, in which case we'll call on a few of you. We only really have time at this point, I think, for probably about 5 questions from the group. So feel free to raise your hand if you can, and we'll take as many as we can.
Okay.
All right, very good.
Look,
All right,
yeah.
we'll start off with who do we have first here? Looks like it's like Derek Rogers. Let me make sure. Derek, how are you? I'm going to take you off. I'm going to allow your mic, so go ahead and come off mute when you're ready and ask your question.
Hey,
Welcome.
Derek.
Oh, you're still on mute, Derek. You can take yourself off mute if you can.
You hear me
there
now?
you go. Gotcha. We're good.
Hey, my question's for Michael. Our resume that we got currently built, is there any way like I can call you later in the week and submit it to you and we go over it to make sure verbiage is right and stuff like that?
Yes, absolutely. Anytime, Derek. Yeah. I'm also going to post my email in the chat. So if you just want to send over your resume, yeah, shoot me an email. Then I can also give you my work phone number, and then we can set up a call, and then we can absolutely go over your resume to make sure it's all set and good to go.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you, Derek. Appreciate you. We got Priscilla next. Priscilla, I'm going to allow your mic, and you can come off mute when ready. Priscilla, you are allowed to come off mute, so you can go ahead and take yourself off mute if you're ready to do so. I see your hands raised. If not, you're having problems, we can keep going, see if anyone else wants to raise their hand with a question. And just to let everyone know, too, as a reminder, we are hosting these workshops. They will be on until 8 o'clock tonight, so you are more than welcome to stay through for as many of these as you want to. You can stay right through the whole thing. You can take a break and come back after. Entirely up to you, whatever you want to do, but we're here for you. We have a lot of good workshops coming tonight, so feel free to jump in and stay as long as you want. We're here for you until 8 o'clock. All right. Christina and Michael put their emails in there. Go ahead.
We did, yeah. So if there aren't any questions, maybe we can just take a minute to take a look at the homepage for, do we have a question? The homepage for Big Interview, and this will give you a little more insight. Michael, you able to do that?
Yep, absolutely. All right. All right, so this is the link that I just put into the chat. So this is going to be the homepage for Post's Big Interview. So when you sign up here, you're just going to click register in the top right-hand corner and put your name. You're already going to be affiliated with Post since you're on this landing page, and just create a username and password, and you should be good to go. And then once you're in, your homepage is going to look probably just like this. And really, you can just kind of play around with it. Really, once you're in, that's kind of the hardest part, just kind of signing up. Once you're into the platform, it's very user-friendly to kind of navigate. So right now I'm on the dashboard, but I can click on interviews. So here I can go and learn about different curriculums. So if I click this one, it's going to give me kind of a whole playlist for depending on what I want to look at. So if I want to I'm at the point of the interview process where I want to try to negotiate the salary that they're providing. Here's going to be a great lesson on kind of how to go about doing so. If you're searching for jobs, how to kind of go about that to really utilize your time. But even after, let's say you do get the job and you're like, all right, now that I have the job, now what? I don't want to screw this up. You can click on the first 90 days here, and it's going to go through a whole series of how to really approach your first 90 days. So you can, get acclimated to the company, acclimated to your position, but really just kind of be able to thrive in that position and kind of go from there. One of the other nice things that we have too is the resume curriculum. So here is where you can learn to also kind of create a resume, what goes into a resume, what is a resume, what's the point of it, but also how to effectively create one. It's a really great platform for that, but we also have Christina and myself that can kind of walk you through that too. I know some people like to work with people more one-on-one compared to a platform, so we kind of have both now, just to kind of help everyone out. Yeah, and like Christina was saying, when you create your profile, it's really beneficial to really put in as much information about yourself so you can really personalize the platform to kind of what you're looking for. And once you do that, it's going to recommend questions for you that are pretty relevant. Like for me, if I put in that I'm looking for anything business related, it's going to ask me some business related questions and to kind of, go about that. Yeah, so just a quick little overview on kind of what the website looks like, how to navigate it. But really, once you get set up, very user friendly.
Awesome. Thank you, Mike and Christina. Does anyone have any other questions? You can put it in the chat or you can raise your hand. We can take a few more hand raised questions. We have about 3 or 4 more minutes.
Just a quick note to Maria. I will look into this. I'm just taking down your name, but I'd love for you to put your post email, just because it's I'm just not sure. Usually it's first dot last name, so I just want to make sure I use the right your right email. So if you wouldn't mind dropping your post email in the chat, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, and this might be for, I think her name was Maria, but when you click on the register, it's going to look something like this. You're going to put in your first name, last name, and then we're going to want to put in your email that's affiliated with Post University. If you try putting in your personal email, it's not going to register. It won't let you create an account. It needs to be with your Post student email, and then the password, that's the password that you're going to create. Obviously hit I'm not a robot, then create account, and then you should be good to go.
Thanks, Maria.
Okay, I see Priscilla's hands raised. Priscilla, you want to go ahead and send your question? I'll allow you to come off mute and you'll be ready to go when you're ready.
Can you hear me?
Sure can.
Okay, I wanted to know, because you're getting ready for interviews and things like that. So how long is this class? And why are you getting ready so soon for an interview?
So this per se isn't necessarily a class. This is just another tool that we provide here at Post for you to prepare for job interviews. So for instance, some of you might be in your last year or your last couple of months, maybe even weeks for all I know, of classes, and you're getting ready to interview for a full-time job. So we're not requiring this from you. We're just saying this is just another tool to help you prepare for it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got me a little nervous there. I was gonna say school's over already.
No, no, you're good. You're good. Yeah, that's a great point, Maria. I love it. And by the way, it won't just work yet. I need to go and talk to Big Interview about your interview. But a great point, Maria, about government agencies taking 6 to 12 months for applications. You might as well prepare and do the best you can. So absolutely, that's a super point.
I also just wanted to add to every student that attends Post is kind of like in a different stage of where they're at. So we have a lot of transfer students that, they may already be in a job and they're looking to interview for a promotion, things like that. Or maybe you're in a job and want to interview for a different job. Everyone's coming in at different points. So it's not to say that you need to do this immediately. It's not to say that you have to do this at all, but it is a resource that if you want to repair yourself, if you're uncomfortable, if you're not, up to speed with the current ways that an interview is, it is definitely an essential tool. So we encourage everyone to utilize it, no matter where you're at in your journey here. So, it's fantastic, and it's not offered everywhere. So take advantage while you have it.
Great point, Maria. Definitely.
Yeah. Wow, what a shout out for Terry. I love this chat about using this and getting a job in October. Congratulations. And if we can help you out in any way, just to update your resume, whatever that is, because some of you may not even be looking for a job. You do still need to keep your resume up to date. And a lot of times people will wait. I have done that before, and that this is what I do, though I find it harder to do for myself. But I will tell you this, it's a lot easier to take, 20 minutes a month or every couple of months, whatever it may be, depending on your job situation, than all of a sudden finding yourself in a position where you have no choice but to update it. So please, if you need any help at all, just reach out to us. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, and I want to thank Terry for bringing the sunshine in the chat like he always does. Wonderful point, Terry. I'm so glad to hear that. And I also want to address the last question here, or the last mention here, back to Maria again, getting a veteran preference, job accommodation, stuff like that. I know that that has different ramification depending on what kind of job you're looking for. So all that can play into it. We can certainly take, I'm sure they could take a deeper look at that. Are you a veteran yourself, or you're thinking of, or you're just kind of wondering what that looks like in terms of job searches? Okay, good. Yeah, I'm a veteran too, and Craig also. And I'm gonna be bringing up a point about veteran and military students after during Craig's presentation for our career and programmatic advisors. But I do want to mention that yeah, they do have. I know that there's certainly transition services available through the VA, but we also are able to probably help you put together your resume in such a manner and your qualifications that they'll mesh well together for civilian jobs, which is very important too. As you know, it's often hard to transfer what you've done in the military to civilian language and stuff. So I'm sure we can certainly help you do that and have someone take a look at that for you to assist you. So absolutely.
Just as a quick last minute with Maria, working with veterans because I come from a military family is one of my passions. And you can also reach out to Michael, but I absolutely love working with veterans, and anything that I can do to help you, even if you just want a sounding board to throw some ideas off of, I would absolutely love to meet with you, and we can meet online, whatever works for you.